Hey there guys and gals, Anime Dude here, and even with a flagship series like Demon Slayer coming to its conclusion, Weekly Shonen Jump continues to move forward, not faltering in the slightest. With that being the case, I have been trying to make videos on every new series that comes out on the day that they come out. Not only to make other people aware of the changes going on in my favorite magazine, but to give my thoughts/impressions after each first chapter. I genuinely think it'll be interesting to one day look back on what impression these series made right out of the gate and then compare these videos to where the series ended up. Plus, I've decided to rank every manga in Weekly Shonen Jump on at least an annual basis, so why not talk more about the series in it as I keep up with them all. Anyways, we just recently got yet another new series to read, and it's called Time Paradox GhostWriter. It's a fairly interesting story thus far, but I'd be lying if I said I could tell where it's going to go after the first chapter. That's usually a good thing if it's not predictable, but this story deals with a roundabout version of time travel, and time travel stories can be pretty difficult to pull off in a satisfying way. However, if I was to compare this series to already existing works, it kinda reminds me of some weird combo between Bakuman and Steins Gate. Now, that's not to say it'll end up being nearly as great as either of those. I'm not so quick to hand out that high of praise, but it does have my attention. You see, the first half of the chapter introduces us to our main character, who's an aspiring mangaka that struggles to make ends meet each month. He's passionate and hardworking, but his editor will barely give his stories the light of day, stating that there's nothing special about them. Then, on the precipice of quitting and giving up on his dream, his train of thought is stopped as his microwave is struck by lightning. Of course, after the microwave is struck by lightning, an issue of Shonen Jump from 10 years in the future appears in it, thus the part of the series that reminded me of Steins Gate. A wonderful new series within that future issue of Shonen Jump moves him greatly, inspiring a long-winded breakdown of what made it so amazing, which is a bit weird for me to talk about. I mean, I'm literally sitting here giving my thoughts on the first chapter of a new series in Shonen Jump as the main character from that chapter sat and gave his thoughts on the first chapter of a future series in Shonen Jump. How meta can we get here? Anyways, the main character had just pulled an all-nighter, and after being so blown away by the new series, he wanted to reread it but then couldn't find it for reasons so far left unexplained. However, he then started to believe that it must have been a hallucination or dream, and thus he pulled another all-nighter, turning what he just read into a 47-page one-shot. While I think that most of us can and should agree that plagiarism is a terrible thing, he's not really yet aware that the idea for this series didn't come from somewhere inside his head, and the creation/publication of a series that's supposed to have existed 10 years in the future is bound to cause some sort of time paradox, thus the name of the series. While stories dealing in time travel seldom end in a way I find to be satisfying, they can be amazing when done right. Not only that, but I already like the main character quite a bit. As the beginning of this chapter says, everyone has dreams, but the number of people that legitimately strive to achieve them are few, and those who actually obtain those dreams are even fewer. So, the subtle desperation felt in this 24-year-old creative as his dreams seem less and less likely to come true was not only tragic, but it almost felt far too real. As time continues to pass, he's a bit haunted by self-analysis of where he's at and how it compares to where others are. By the thought of old friends walking down more conventional paths as he continues to struggle while chasing a seemingly unattainable dream. By the desire to not worry his parents, but knowing that they're undoubtedly worried due to the uncertainty around his chosen path. The self-doubt he experiences and the struggle to cope with it are both plain to see, and I don't know, I feel like those are all things that most people end up thinking about during some of the tougher moments in their life, or at least I know I've been there. Then, after establishing that relatability, we see his momentary happiness after his eventual success, know that it's due to an unknowingly plagiarized story, and likewise I can only deduce that that happiness will likely come crumbling down soon. Maybe it won't be quite that tragic. I mean, I already admitted I have zero clue where this series is gonna go from here, but it definitely has my attention for now, and I personally can't wait to see which direction it goes in. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can continue to experience the adventure that is Shonen Jump with me from now on. On top of talking about newer series like I've done today, I also have a video ranking every single manga in Weekly Shonen Jump if you haven't seen that yet. I know that since I made it, Zip Man and Samurai 8 were both cancelled, and Demon Slayer literally just ended, so the video itself isn't completely up to date, but by combining it with videos like this, it should continue to paint a pretty updated picture on my thoughts on Shonen Jump until I re-rank everything at the start of 2021. If you ever have anything else about Shonen Jump or just anime and manga in general that you want to talk to me about, then you can always find me on Twitter @TheAnimeDude or even on Twitch @TheAnimeDudeYT. I stream at least every other day. Also, thank you to Kara Alter, Jessica LaFond, Soulslayer, Shelly, and everyone else over on Patreon for helping to make videos like this possible. If you want to join these mad lads right here in the Patreon crew and have your name at the end of videos like this right here, then there'll be a link to that alongside all my other social media down in the description below. Thank you all for watching, and Anime Dude out.